Hi, this is Pursuing the Pulse. I'm Mark McCarthy. Today I'm joined by Pete Herman, CEO of Resolution Medical. Hi, Pete.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me today.
My pleasure. Before we get started, why don't you tell our viewer audience a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm a degreed engineer by trade, and I've been in the medical device industry, primarily in the contract design and contract manufacturing business for the last 25 years. I joined Resolution Medical 2 years ago, and I'm just delighted to be part of this awesome organization.
Great, great. Well, let's get started. Can you start by sharing a brief overview of Resolution Medical's mission and the role it plays in improving patient lives?
Sure. Our stated mission is to transform patient lives through collaboration and innovation. Where we've manifested that into a business that's a little over or approaching 250 people. And we now focus primarily on complex interventional devices and stay away from the more routine devices. And we also have an equally large business in the neurostimulation and peripheral nerve space for active implants and leads. Those are our two primary product lanes, and we do both development and manufacturing of those devices.
And what are some of the biggest milestones Resolution Medical has achieved recently, and what do they mean for the organization and its patients?
Well, we try to keep our patients center of mind. With our regular all-employee meetings, we try to bring patient experience into our business. It's significantly meaningful to this group of individuals. And I think the milestones that we've been able to achieve start with doubling the amount of products that we're doing clinical trials for every year. So this year we'll end with 15 products going into clinical trials, which is a significant amount of innovation and a significant amount of product development. We've doubled our active implant or our neuromodulation staff and capacity in the last 12 months because we've doubled that business, and it's a high growth business for us. And lastly, we're completing the integration of a complete manufacturing systems, IT system structure, which includes ERP, MES, a manufacturing execution system, and a QMS. And so our customers will have complete transparency for visibility on the floor, what's happening on the floor, their inventory, and all change activity. And that system integration is a real differentiator for us when it comes to complex devices.
Oh, great. That's an impressive portfolio. As you're aware, this is a highly competitive market. How does the company differentiate from its competitors?
Well, first, it's our people. And I think every company says their people are special. And frankly, every company does have special people. What I would say is unique about Resolution Medical is the proportion of people that are just exceptional human beings with innovation, work ethic, a deliberate concern for patients, and the ability to work together. I think that's one of our differentiators. It's soft, it's difficult to quantify, but I feel it every day. The second is the scale of those skills. We have over 150 engineers with a ratio of 4-to-1 engineers to technicians, so we're very engineering centric. And it covers all skills from early concept development, product development, test, quality, manufacturing, biosimulation, and clinical skills. We have a size of engineering, the size of our engineering organization, frankly, is, I think, difficult to replicate.
You had mentioned just the great people you have here at Resolution Medical, as well as the culture. What is the team's approach to innovation, and how do you foster a culture that supports it?
You know, that's a good question, and it's difficult to answer because there's so many aspects to it. But it starts with continuous improvement and working to improve both the team experience and our customer experience. We're not perfect. But our willingness to learn and listen to where we're weak and where we can improve, I think, is a big piece of that. I like to say we practice servant leadership without making it a buzzword. Mm-hmm. So I think it has to start with that. Secondly, we encourage engineers and team members to take risks, try new things. If you're not trying and exploring, somebody else is going to beat you to it. We do that in a measured way. But we also support that with capital investment. So we invest about $3 million a year in additional capability and additional engineering tools specifically to foster innovation and foster the ability to innovate. Lastly, I think it's easy to buy equipment, but it's much more difficult to invest in the equipment and the skills to run that equipment and get the most out of that equipment. And it's one thing to attract the skills, it's another to keep the skills. And you can't keep good technical skills without challenging them with innovation.
Now, over the years, the medical device industry has undergone significant change in recent years. What trends are you seeing that excite you the most?
I don't know if it's a trend, but just the unending passion for innovation in the medical device space continues to impress me year after year. As soon as you start thinking there's a certain therapy or a certain market that's beginning to get saturated with innovation, something else comes along. I think most recently, the innovation and the products that we're exposed to and being asked to develop in the neuromodulation and peripheral nerve stimulation fields are, quite frankly, amazing. We've got 2 brain-computer interface programs, which are, frankly, something I couldn't even have imagined 5 years ago. And to think where that's going to be 10 years from now, along with artificial intelligence, I think we're going to be able to change a lot of human beings' lives for the better.
Now, specifically talking about Resolution Medical, what makes the team here unique, and how does the company attract and retain top talent, such as a specialized field, for example?
Well, it's a combination of things. It starts with some of the products I just mentioned. If we don't have innovative products and customers that come to us with a challenge, it just becomes another place to work. And I think we are fortunate to have the customer mix we have and the challenges they put in front of us that makes this a good place to work. I think secondly is the culture of teamwork and support. I said earlier that we have the quantity of good people that we have and that we've been able to continually bring in. I think our collective interview process and selection process tends to weed out those that we just don't think are going to fit in their behaviors and the way they think. And the most common feedback I get from new hires is it's such a welcoming environment that I have so much support with. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a significant piece of what makes us different.
In a leadership position as CEO, how do you approach balancing Resolution Medical's growth with staying true to its core mission?
I think balance is a good word to use for that, because it is about balancing. It's about listening as a CEO and listening as a management team to the employees. It also has a lot to do with making sure everybody has the same vision of what we look like in 10 years. And as important what we do look like, it's important what we don't look like. And keeping that vision along with listening and a continuous improvement culture is a big part of what you're asking.
Along those same lines, how do you ensure that Resolution Medical stays ahead of the curve in such a fast-evolving industry?
It starts with knowing what markets within the industry we're going to be good at. We're not a jack of all trades, and we focus on some very specific markets, those being structural heart, neuromodulation, cardiovascular and vascular, electrophysiology, and heart failure. Now, those are the markets that we deliberately invest in capital. We invest in education, sending our folks to the clinically relevant shows that are focused on those markets, whether that's TCT or PCR or NANS, and shows like that. And it also means that we have to stay aware of emerging markets, which in our business, we have the benefit of customers coming to us in markets we don't deliberately serve, but demonstrate a significant clinical benefit and significant growth. And so we have some markets outside of those that we're watching, and we take careful, we are careful to invest in those in development programs. And that then becomes the future of Resolution Medical as other markets mature.
That's great. And one final question, Pete. What's one thing about Resolution Medical that you wish more people knew?
You know, when I came here 2 years ago, the one thing I wished was that more people knew about Resolution Medical. We were not a very well-known brand. We were a bit splintered in what our focus was. And what I'm proud to say is that we have become a much more well-known brand in the industry, and not just well-known, but known for the markets that I just mentioned. I think in addition to that now, I wish people knew the magnitude of our manufacturing capability and systems, because we're so well known for development and product innovation that overshadows our capabilities in manufacturing. But the good news is that manufacturing is our fastest growth area in the business, and it's the one I'm most excited to see grow.
Well, Pete, I want to thank you for your time with us today and giving our viewer audience a little glimpse into Resolution Medical, and we look forward to seeing where you take the company from here.
Thanks. I'm excited for that too, and thank you for hosting us today.
My pleasure.